And I'm going to introduce you to a guy who you don't know, but he knows Jacksonville very, very well. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Bryan Broaddus. Bryan helped build a world champion with the Green Bay Packers back when Mike Holmgren first put that thing together back in the early 90s. Then he came to Jacksonville and helped Tom Coughlin build a team that went 14-2, and as we know, lost in the AFC Championship game. Then he went on to Dallas, which is his hometown, where he has moved from the scouting world into the media world. He is now the guru on the number one show in Dallas, 105.3 The Fan, and a friend of more than 20 years. Hey, Bryan, how are you?
I'm doing well, Brian. So good to be on with you as always. I seem like this is our time of year to chat. Yep. We kind of go our ways, and then all of a sudden these 3 days bring us back together, and I always look forward to it.
Well, we reconnect through it. I remember I was a young guy in the game, and Tom Coughlin let me sneak into your office and watch tape back before I had a wife or children, and I used to sit there late into the night. I learned a lot. Some people would say probably not enough, but we won't listen to them. This is an interesting time for a guy who knows the draft so well. What are you hearing about the Jaguars spot at 9? Anything? It seems like it might be a very difficult one to project because you've got Dave and Doug who seem to have to win now, and yet you've got 12 picks, and there are quarterbacks in this draft, and it might make sense to go get one.
I think the quarterback is a very underrated position that people aren't talking about for Jacksonville.
That's what makes 9 interesting. So let me ask you about these quarterbacks real quick, because I know you do the tape study. Who do you like? I mean, everyone likes Burrow. I get it. If you're Dave Caldwell, if you're the general manager and you have 12 picks, you have 2 first-rounders this year and 3 fourth-rounders, and you have 2 first-rounders next year, you have all kinds of draft capital to go where you want to go. Who do you like? Who's going up for?
Yeah, I think to me, and I'm an LSU alum, so I saw Joe Burrow play 15 games last year. I was live at the national championship game in New Orleans, and I was so proud to see the way he played. And it pisses me off that we didn't use him better his junior year, because we could have had a back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner if we'd have known he was going to play this great. But I'll say this. I think if Tua had the medical concerns, I think it would be really, really close between Tua and Joe Burrow, who would be the top quarterback selected. I think if Tua wouldn't have gotten hurt with the hip injury, the dislocation of the hip, I think that people would have been talking about this like Cincinnati has got a choice here. But I feel like, though, in my opinion, if I'm Jacksonville and I don't have a chance to get Joe Burrow, that I am surely looking at Tua. I with no question, I'm looking. I told people on our radio station, if Tua somehow because of medical got to Dallas at 17, I'd pull the trigger on that pick right there.
2 more questions. Give me a guy at 20, a guy that you like, in that bottom third of the draft. I don't care what position he plays, but a guy that you think might fit this football team.
Well, if you talk about it, people have talked about a need to Jacksonville. You tell me cornerback, something you would consider right there, in that part of the draft?
For sure.
AJ Terrell from Clemson is a kid I don't think is getting enough. I've talked to a bunch of teams that have him. They say, okay, well, who's your second best corner after Okudah? Everybody seems to have Okudah in that top rank. And guys will tell you, oh, Henderson. But a sneaky kind of a name that people are talking about is AJ Terrell from Clemson. And they love the length. They love the ball skills. They love the ability of him to mirror and to stay with guys and stuff. I have a feeling that when you get down into that range past, say, 20, 21, 22 right there, there's going to be some teams that are going to have him right there on the board.
Give me a guy you love. Maybe a guy that people aren't thinking of, whatever round, somebody that's going to be a terrific player.
Yeah, I might be way wrong about this guy, but I love Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. I love him. Yeah, I do. And, people, and I'm going to get in trouble from saying this. He reminds me of Walter Jones that used to play in Seattle. That type of athletic ability. Me personally, I have it Wirfs, Wills, and then Becton were my 3 guys right there. But I absolutely love Wirfs, and I might be wrong about him because the people think, oh, he'll be a better guard. Nah, plug him in. He's going to play a long time in this league. Sure is.
A good friend of ours, the mutual friend, Vic Ketchman, always used to say, it's the relationships, it's the memories that make us rich. Bro, 25, 26 years into this thing, richer for having worked with you. Thank you for your time today.